Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everybody. Now we are going to look at reading, recognize and interpret writers' views, attitude and intention. What is being tested in your ability to recognize and interpret writers' views, attitude and intention is 1. Identify opinion and attitude. 2. Skim for detailed information. 3. Make inference. An author attitude or tone is simply his or her feeling about the subject he or she is writing about. Writers express their attitude through their word choice, sentence structure, and figurative language. What are the writer's intention? The author points of view. What is the author attitude to the subject? The writer's intention is the meaning or interpretation of the passage that the author had in mind when he or she was creating it. It also includes the meaning the writer is trying to convey. Author's viewpoint is the way an author looks at a topic or ideas being described. Thoughtful readers decipher an author's points of view, opinions, hypotheses, assumption, and possible bias. Instruction for author viewpoints help students read analytically in order to identify the validity of information. Now, let's look at the next slide. How do you identify an author's tone? Tone is the author's attitudes toward a subject. The tone can be identified by looking at word choices and phrases. Take time to look at the language. An author uses words to create meaning. Next, how do you describe an author's style? Style in literature is the literary element that describes the way that the author uses words, such as the author words choice, sentence structure, figurative language, and sentence arrangement all work together to establish mood, images, and meaning of the text. What are the 4 types of author purpose? Author write for 1 or 4 reasons. Example, to describe, to entertain, to explain or inform, and to persuade. Now, let's watch a clip on how to recognize attitude expressed by the author towards a subject. How do we approach question to identify the writer's view? First step, read the instruction carefully. Note that you are asked to identify the writer's opinion, which may not necessarily be the same as the facts. Note also that the difference between the 3 categories you have to use. Believe, know, where the statement contradicts the writer's, and or not given, the writer does not give an opinion on that particular point. Step 2 is to skim all the statements to get an idea of the topics you are searching for in your reading text. Step 3, read the first statement again more carefully. Note the main point or opinion given in the statement. Step 4, skim the text for the section which refers to the idea. If you come across information relating to the other statements, put a mark beside the section so that you can find it quickly again later. Step 4. Once you have found the appropriate section of the text, read more carefully. Decide if the statement agrees with the views of the author. Mark whether yes on your answer sheet or disagree with the author. Mark no on your answer sheet. If the author doesn't give an opinion which agrees or disagrees with the statement, then mark not given on your answer sheet. Okay, now let's practice. Reading task is for you to do today is identifying the writer's views. In this task, you will be given a number of statements. You will have to decide if these statements agree with the writer's view or not. To complete this task well, you will often need to be able to recognize the writer's view, not only from what it is said directly, but also from what is implied. For example, we do not need the writers to state directly that she or he disapproves of zoo. We can infer this disapproval if the writer states his or her disapproval of the following: animals being taken from the wild, animals being caged, people paying money to see animals, animals not having any privacy. However, if the writer simply describes the problem with zoos, this does not necessarily imply disapproval. Reading task, identifying the writer's views. We also should not try to guess the writer's view. In the statement 5 of the sample task on the following page, we should not assume that because we think that the lifeboat should have rescued more people, or because everybody thinks that the lifeboat should have returned to rescue more people, that this is the writer's view. In this case, the writer does not express any views on this issue. She simply states the fact that the lifeboat is full, and so the answer must be not given. Okay, you may scan the barcode and try to do the practice given. Thank you. See you again.